Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai, Barakatah Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Kalkadash. Double honors and salutations to the elders and apostles of Great Stone, to the Akim Akwath, throughout the four corners of the earth, holding on in sincerity and in truth to the gospel of the Lord Amashak Yahweh Shai in these days and times, with diligence of minds, but I'm not sharing these camp. Brief lesson for the hopeful elect. While we are going through this maze, well, we call it a maze, all right, maze of chastening of the Lord. You have to adapt. The Lord gave us that spirit of adaptability so that you can apply your wisdom to understand the times we're living in. Yeah, so yes, like it for the tongue twister. We all need that relief from oppression, and ultimately, you get deliverance. By Hamashiach Yahushua. That's what we're all praying for, because a lot of our people are just having nervous breakdown, man, because they worry so much. The curses, man. When the curses compress, Jake's spirit. Jake just acted rational, man, and we all got to go through that oil press, man. So it's a lot to learn from our persecution and oppression. There's a lot to learn from it. A lot of our people don't really understand why we're going through these things. Well, simple, because we moved to the Most High, by Shema Shai, by Shem Kakadash to wrath. So he had to put us through the eye of the needle. That's the reason why a lot of our people are so dazed and confused. And they're gonna need a lot of help, to put their put their thoughts together, put their mind together, put the bricks of their lives together. Okay, because our people just catching all types of hell, man, all types of hell. So we're gonna read a quick precept from the book of Isaiah, chapter 10, verse 20. And it reads, "And it shall come to pass in that day that the remnants of Israel, and such as are escaped of the house of Jacob, shall no more again stay upon him that smote them." All right, so the days of our dependence upon Esau, the so-called white man's system, those days are numbered. Those days are fading away. And the elites of this world see it, and it frustrates them, it angers them. Their spirit is also feeling that compression that the Lord is bringing towards them. All right, so hey, it's that time. It's that time to go through that millstone, man. It's that time. Yep, it's that time. So then it says, right, but shall stay upon the Lord, the Holy One of Israel, in truth. So that's our ultimate ticket, Yahweh Shemel Shai, our dependence upon Him. That the heathen cannot claim, that the Lord has offered them salvation. There's no way out, for the heathen. So that's the ultimate relief we can ever get in this ministry. The ultimate knowledge that you can always rely on, that you can always stay upon. All right, the name of the Lord is Bashim Al Shai, Bashim Al Kadesh. Yeah, because it's a luxury, man. It's a luxury that a lot of people in this world, well, the whole creation of this world, do not have access to, the humans of this world, So, yeah, it's just for the Israelites, man, for Yasharala. So it's one of those things that angers the elite. Their petitions are not valuable before the Lord. To to reclaim the birthright, which was never theirs in the first place. So we have to understand that part, man, because our people are so swept away in the flood of distraction, and they refuse, to acknowledge the supremacy of the Lord, to turn their lives around. They're always out there screaming and yelling and protesting, calling for democracy, calling for the government, to do something about this, do something about that, but they don't really talk about what the Lord can do. Okay, the creator of all things. So there's a serious mind shift that has to take place. That's the challenge. People have to get used to. They're so locked up, locked in, locked up and locked into Esau's system of governance. They basically become. The scripture talks about a homeborn slave. The dumber than the dumb animals. All right, they become so tied in, so tied up into Esau's system. What you call the Stockholm syndrome. So it's horrible. It's a horrible mindset to have, man. When you hear someone talking about the American dream, they've been fully invested into the agenda of Esau, man. That the Stockholm syndrome is really kicking in, man. All right. So if the system collapses, when it collapses, what are they gonna do? How are they gonna handle it? Especially with all these government exercises of the shutdown. So that's just what it is. The whole idea of government shutdown is basically a distraction. It's a distraction, and a lot of people are just falling for it. Okay, and it's only a matter of time that you're gonna see the chaos when the plug is finally pulled. All right. So the book of Sirach, chapter 34, and 16, it says, "For the eyes of the Lord are upon them that love him. He is their mighty protection and strong stay, a defense from heat and a cover from the sun at noon, a preservation from stumbling and an help from failing." So there is no other better deal besides what the Lord is offering, man. That's what reason why the Bible is one of the most, well, it is the most popular book on the whole earth. And to be an Israelite is it's a honor. It's a honor and a responsibility that we have to accept. It's a responsibility that you cannot walk away from. The Most High made it possible to show the world an example, of a standard that has to be lived up to. And it's one of those things that Esau's pissed off that he can never attach himself to. Okay, while he's chasing after the the basics of the earth, it's always concerned about the physical things, but it's never concerned about the spiritual things of righteousness. He doesn't want to hold on to the keys of righteousness. He wants to hold on to the keys of worldly possessions, man. The scripture talks about that in Psalms chapter 14, verse 1. That a fool has said in his heart, there is no God. Yeah, he doesn't want to, depend upon the Lord for structure. He wants to go against the Lord's standards of righteousness. So that's a reason why he has to be pushed out of the picture frame. You know, so it's a beautiful thing, man, to know that the Lord is going to take care of the concerns that we have. So Isaiah chapter 14 and 1 says that, for the Lord will have mercy on Jacob, and we yet choose Israel, and set them in their own land, and the strangers shall be joined with them. Okay? So that means the Lord is going to have to gather our people from the four corners of the earth. The Lord has to consolidate them under his umbrella, under his guidance. All right? And they shall cleave to the house of Jacob. So that's just what it is. It's what you call the reunification of the nation. All right? So that's just the beautiful thing that we've been waiting for. The beautiful part of prophecy. The multitude without number. So that's what we're praying for. That's what we're hoping for, man. Because, as you grow, as you go through your ups and downs in this ministry, you begin to have an appreciation for the little things that the Lord shows you that kind of makes your wisdom of the scriptures get a test, to see how valuable, for you to know how valuable the wisdom of the scripture is, man. Okay? So it doesn't matter how small the incident is, but as long as you can apply the wisdom of the scriptures to it, you're going to learn a lot of things that were just sitting down in your mind, but never had the opportunity to tap into it. Okay? So the book of Ezekiel chapter 39 and 28 is what it says. Then, all right. Okay, 27, 39 and 27. When I have brought them again from the people and gathered them out of their enemies' lands. So you see that? So in other words, we are being so-called citizens of the enemy's infrastructure, the enemy's system of governance, man. So the Lord has to destroy the governance of the enemies so that we can be delivered, so we can be repatriated, all right, from wherever we are, all right. Ezekiel 39 and 27. When I have brought them again from the people and gathered them out of their enemies' lands, and am sanctified in them in the sight of many nations. So that's how beautiful, that day is going to be. That the Lord is going to be known for who He really is. Okay. Right, 28 says, then shall they know that I am the Lord, their power, which caused them to be led into captivity among the heathen. But I have gathered them unto their own land, and have left none of them any more there. So not a single Israelite to be left in the land of their enemies. Every single one, the least, the least grain, will not be left there. So that's how powerful, that's how detailed and thorough the Lord Yahweh Hashem Shah is, man. Because a lot of our people have given up hope, man. They don't know the day that they're gonna be able to get out of the calamities that they currently facing. All right, despite all the lessons brothers are putting up to reassure them that the Lord will make it happen, they're still worried, and that's understandable. All right, everybody's level of faith is different. All right, so it's gonna take seeing to believe it. Okay, that's one thing about our people, man. They're very, very visually oriented. All right, their faith is so much tied to what they can see. So the Lord has to make them go through that transition. All right, of hearing the word and having faith in it. Okay. Now we read the book of Jeremiah, 23, start from verse 7, 8. Therefore, behold, the days come, saith the Lord Yahweh, that they shall no more say, the Lord Yahweh liveth, which brought up the children of Israel out of the land of Egypt. But the Lord Yahweh liveth, which brought up and which led the seed of the house of Israel out of the north country, and from all countries whither I had driven them, and they shall dwell in their own land. So that's just what it is, man. That's power. For you to have your own domain, you have your own standard. You don't have to consult with the oppressor about what you need to do. Now you have to consult the original king, the original king of all, which is Yahweh, Bashim Shai, Bashim Kadesh. And that's one thing that Esau has always been using against our people, man. The distractions of war, the distraction of unemployment, the distractions of democracy, the distractions of all these marriage policies and economic policies. All those are just distractions. It doesn't draw our people near to the Lord. You got people spending years of their life getting degrees to attach themselves to Esau's system just to make a living. So you could imagine when you have this knowledge, it's a complete reversal out of that mindset of ignorance, because ignorance is dangerous, man. Once you become aware of what the Lord wants you to be about, then you feel embarrassed that you give so much of your time to a failing system. A system built on fraud, built on deception, and that when you begin to hold on to the truth, you get upset, and then you have to get yourself back together and put yourself back on track. All right, that's what we're all praying for. As servants of Yahweh Shemel Shai. So we read from the book of Hebrews chapter 13 and 14. It says, "For we have no continuing city, all right, but we seek one to come." All right. So when we spend so much time in the enemy's land, man, those governing, those governing bodies, those government structures, the government system of the heathen are not the standard we can depend on, because the Lord has to shut it down, and that we have to wait for the one that the Lord has promised us. So that's what happens when the Most High grabs your attention, and then you begin to reorient your mind towards the government structure, the standard that you need to realign yourself with. Okay, so now you begin to understand that spending all that time at the UN, at the WHO, at the so-called World Food Program, in the EU, it's just a waste of time. You know, and, the OAU, the this organization, that organization is just a waste of time. You know, that the real organization that we need to be a part of, the Lord has already set it up, and that's where the elect have their mind focused on. That's the new deal on the block that we have to adhere to. All right, and it's pissing off uh, the elites of this world, man. When your mind, begins to resonate with the Most High Scriptures, the elites of this world get upset. Because money doesn't buy power. Money cannot buy authority. So when you understand the power of control over your mind, over your thoughts, then you begin to understand what you need to be focusing on. It doesn't mean that you're gonna get there in 1 year, in 2 years, but it's a gradual shift. You're gonna have to go through the growing pains. Because you have to go through the withdrawal symptoms. That's just what happens, man. So that's the point of this lesson. The Lord has to purge your mind of the impurities of His system, so that you can prepare your mind for the kingdom. So, Tawadaya Bashima Shaba Shima Kakadash, you still have to go through more pain, more suffering to get to the stage of separation that the Lord wants us to achieve away from the system of Edom. Shalom.